doing this introduction like 17 times this year, but this time it's a little bit different. OrthoIso is a puzzle platformer about optical illusions and impossible objects, but it's more than that. It's about the story of Iso, the child of a great frog explorer, to find his own missing dad through this world with optical illusions and impossible objects. And let's go on. What have we made? Let's start from the art. This is what our great art team has made through the last 2 months.
Yes. Last couple months.
Yeah. So we have this concept title scenes, and we have a concept art of how our world would look like. And we actually made it. This is how our world should look like. This is an in-game view. You can see these blocks, these models, they are really nice. You can see the little shaders, the little decoration plants, and yeah, everything. Like we also see the key here. It has a crystal shader on it. It's really beautiful, and also have animation and character. And as we made those vertical shaders to make those little decoration move and like a wind blowing something. It's really cool. And we will have David to start talking about all the art in detail.
Hi, I'm David. I'm the art lead for OrthoIso, and I come from LCAD. So through our team, all the work from our team, we've come up with a lot of different concepts for what the buttons will look like. This is just a really quick kind of overview of what objects will kind of look like. We try to make everything really cohesive and pretty simplistic. We didn't want to go too complex with a lot of textures and having all this nice, super realistic stuff. So we try to keep everything relatively gradient based. These are kind of like our hero objects. The players are seeking keys, they're pressing buttons to move platforms, to explore their levels. So these are just a lot of ideations for the different levels, and we ended up with these fine concepts up here for all of our keys, and we brought those into 3D through the help of our 3D team. So we brought those to life, and passing them off to our wonderful devs, they're able to add all the shaders and really give that like fine tuning to everything, which was really cool. And this was just kind of like everything in engine. After I kind of passed it off to them, I think the baton, I guess you could say. Next slide. Our character actually went through a lot of different iterations. This is only a few of them, which is really funny. So we started with basic primitives. Colin, a fine gentleman, told us the story about Iso, our frog character, and I kind of like had this envision of like what he would look like. So I started gathering artists at our school, and we were able to come up with our frog explorer, which this was like his first kind of finalized pass for art. And we fell in love with his little hat, which is still in progress, by the way, so we still have kind of progress pics from that. And we noticed that he was too realistic, so we kind of passed away from that and moved on to something more cute. And we got a full turnaround so that I could pass it off to our 3D artist. We did a sculpt of him, and this was his color pass, and we did a 3D pass as well. You can go to the next slide. And we handed it off to our animator, who was able to rig everything and kind of bring life and breathe life into our character. And that's been an adventure on its own, but it's come a long ways in the short time that we've had. So it's really neat seeing what progress we've made just as a small team. And I'll hand it back off to Jens.
Yeah, and we will talk more about the engineering side. So first of all, we're talking about all the tools we made throughout the game. So here, this is a map viewer we have. This is the map editor, which is a part of the we call map editor pipeline stuff, and we'll talk about that in details. So here we have this Google Drive tool, which you can just download things from Google Drive, one click. And then, I didn't show it here, but we have a prefab generator, which you can one click to generate all the prefabs from the models. And then here is the map editor, where you can select all the prefabs and put them into the scene and to make the world. It's really nice and easy to use, and save us a lot of time to like put the maps, everything, design and stuff. And this is really cool. And another thing I want to talk about is we call projection engine, which is the core system of our game. here you can see, here this yellow blocks are the actual position of those blocks. But they've been projected. What you can think of, we've squeezed the space into a plane, so that the character actually lives in a 2D plane or something. So this is how we made the game to real. So we try to project those blocks into its correct position and do all the physics calculation stuff. And yeah, this is the core mechanism of our game. And after that, we will talk about more towards the game mechanisms. Can you go back? Yeah. So we have several mechanisms here. First, we have the simple movement jump. We have view change. We have this carryable block, which you can carry and move it everywhere. We have this button and the movable block that the movable block will carry you to another place or something. And after that, we have this key pattern matching stuff, where some kind of pattern matches, there's something else pop up to give this world a little bit more dynamic. And here is the rotator mechanisms. So our goal is to combine all of those and to create a very hard, difficult, and mind-blowing world that you can, or you might never ever imagine about. This is our goal. And yeah, we'll have a demo to see how this game actually works. Tells you how to change the view, and then you can see another world. So you move back and forth to achieve the final goal.
Our hopes are to have like clues placed throughout the world that are kind of signs that your dad was there, and he can kind of guide you throughout the environment. Maybe little notes or like breadcrumb trails that he would have kind of scattered throughout to help guide his son to where his actual location is. Separate things by chapter. Currently we have our pond level, which is probably our most fleshed out of the four. The four levels are, we have pond, and then next he goes to the Egyptian kind of theme, and from there he gets captured by humans. No spoilers, sorry. He goes to a science lab, and from there he actually ends up finding where his dad is at the jungle, where there's lots of treasure and foliage to admire. He's way better at the demo than I am. It took me so long to figure out all these puzzles.
How?
pretty close to our original plan. We have like everything down here, and for the next 2 months we will have so we will have to polish chapter 1 and 2, and we will need to create new chapters with new models. This is for the Egyptian level, and this is for science level, and we also have the jungle level blocks. Yeah, and we'll also iterate through all the models and the animations to polish those. We will also we have some new mechanisms. So this is a new circuit mechanism which we have already had the prototype, and then we try to polish it and rotate it again. And those are the another concept art for containing those keys to make it pretty and more make sense or something. And yeah, and we also try to develop the multi-platform support. We try to develop publish it to the mobile side, or yeah, kind of. And yeah, that's it.
Awesome, thank you.
Does anyone have any questions on our game?
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit more about what happens exactly during a view change?
During a view change, do you want to know about the deep engineer side, or?
Sure.
Yeah, so basically it's before the camera starts to move,
Yeah.
we put back all the blocks to its original position so that you won't see its like strange stuff during the camera change.
Okay.
And then when the camera changes to its final position, we send out another event which calls to make all the blocks. We will calculate that which of the blocks is on screen, which is visible, which is not visible, and we will choose those which is visible and project it to the current player's position to make it, and also to adjust the colliders, the meshes, all the stuff to make it movable around.
Okay. Very cool.
Yes.
I noticed that during the transitions for about maybe 10 frames, the player character sometimes renders behind the blocks.
Yes.
Have you experimented with forcing the player character to render last?
We tried that, but that also makes some other weird kind of effect. So what we are trying to do is we are actually moving those meshes to where it should be. So there will be no problem. Well, hopefully there will be no problem about rendering stuff.
Okay.
That's in progress. Yes.
Can the player move during those transitions?
We tend to not move during the transitions because it causes a lot of bugs.
Any other questions? All right.
Excellent.
We're good.
Thank you.
Wow.